This barrier of light is talked of time and time again by independent witnesses. The following is a statement by a senior airline pilot with years of flying experience, highly trained, and who has been regularly examined by medical experts.
Stefano Guerra, Swiss Air Captain.
I was flying over the Alps, in the region of Biasca, at 5,000 meters, when I saw a light to the north, which a few seconds later I lost from my field of vision. I didn't manage to see it again. At that moment, another pilot was flying in an easterly direction, in the same area of the Alps, and asked radar if there was an object in the same place where I'd seen my object. It wasn't visible to radar control. The pilot said he saw a strange, unidentified form, which corresponded to the one I'd seen in my airspace. He couldn't explain it, and said apparently it was quite big, but clearly not an aeroplane.
Ho avuto occasione di parlare con questo pilota, lui ha dichiarato di aver visto una forma che apparentemente sembrava estremamente grande, abbastanza aguzza, circa 3 volte di lunghezza per 1 volta di altezza, e appunto non era identificabile come un aeromobile, non era identificabile come né piccolo aereo né aereo di linea.
Quindi non poteva
could it have been a meteorite?
trattarsi nemmeno di un meteorite.
No, perché un meteorite sarebbe stato
No, because meteorites move, and this one was stationary.
Posizione fissa e è poi sparita di seguito.
Probably the object didn't show on the ground radar at that point, because it wasn't moving like a normal aeroplane. It was an enormous area of white light, as big as 4 jumbo jets. According to both pilots, it stopped and then went away and was neither an aeroplane nor a meteorological phenomena.
Captain Schmidt, Swiss Air.
The radar station at Maastricht informed us that a UFO was proceeding in a northerly direction. It then turned towards us at a speed to 4,000 to 5,000 kilometers an hour, very fast indeed. Eventually it stabilized in relation to our position to 3 nautical miles to our right at 45 degrees. That's about 5 kilometers from us. We put on the headphones and looked to the right, and suddenly there was an immense flash in front of us. I hadn't seen anything like it. Very fast and very intense. The radio didn't give any signal. Nothing at all. Maastricht told us that the object stopped for a minute behind us and then went south at great speed. It was traveling 4 to 5 times the speed of sound. Later I read the report of the radar controller. After checking the data, he wrote the speed was double that, which means it was 10 to 12,000 kilometers an hour. It went away in a southerly direction. It returned and went away again. It was as if it was playing hide and seek with us. The UFO was enormous, very fast, and it was flying at 10 to 12,000 kilometers an hour. It was seen on radar and seemed to play with the airliner. Not behavior that you would expect of a military or experimental aircraft. And this is how another Swiss Air pilot explained his experience.
Captain Peter Bircher, Swiss Air.
Suddenly the object, which had flown with us for a while, veered and then at top speed disappeared, turning through 90 degrees. I think that this behavior would exclude a natural explanation of the phenomenon, since the object resembled no known flying object. It was practically suspended in the air in front of us. It then went away at high speed, veering at 90 degrees in relation to our route. No known flying object can do such a thing. Many civil pilots are reluctant to talk about their sightings of UFOs. They don't want to be ridiculed, and often they want to protect their flight crew. Military pilots are bound by official secrecy for the duration of their service.
Captain Duverstal, Swiss Air.
At first, we thought we were seeing a star, or at least we believe it to be a shooting star. But straight away I told myself that it wasn't possible because of its speed. It fell gently to the horizon and then oscillated a little to the left, and then to the right, and then left and right. It then returned to its original position. All of this in less than 30 seconds. That's far from normal. Have you spoken about this to military pilots? I've spoken to American military pilots in Alaska. They tell me that they've reported many strange things in those out-of-the-way places, but that they weren't allowed to discuss these things.
So you think that the military pilots know more than they can tell about UFOs? Have they also observed this kind of stuff and just can't speak about it?
Oh, sure. One impressive, well-documented case is reconstructed here by Nippon TV when a 707 was flying over Alaska on the 17th of November, 1986. At 5 p.m., during the flight, Commander Terauchi observed two red lights getting nearer. The control tower anchorage didn't detect anything present in the area. The lights got nearer and nearer. The three pilots felt a wave of heat. Then the lights disappeared. Shortly after, two white lights appeared. The radar screen indicated the proximity of the object, and the object began to shadow the aeroplane in the direction of Fairbanks, Alaska. Thanks to the contrast of the city lights, the crew could see the outline of the object. We couldn't believe our eyes. It was 30 to 40 times bigger than a Boeing 707. We tried to shake off this object, and I veered the 707 away. The control tower asked if we required the intervention of a military fighter. We replied that it would be too dangerous, as an El Al aeroplane needed to cross our flight path. Towards 6 p.m., the object disappeared. The sighting lasted for an hour. These are the sketches by Captain Terauchi. Both he and his crew saw an enormous UFO. It was under control, and he felt there was every possibility that it hadn't been constructed on Earth. As well as the testimonies, there are photographs and film sequences which document UFO sightings. These have been gathered from all over the world, including films shot in the skies over Mexico, taken by a group of video activists calling themselves Vigilantes, who have about 100 members. We're a group of friends from the four corners of Mexico. We always have video cameras with us, at work, at school, so that we're always ready to film a UFO as it appears.
Llevamos una cámara para que en el momento que tengamos cualquier objeto volador no identificado lo podamos filmar.
The film sequences have been examined by the Institute for Information Science at Seoul University in Mexico City. They subjected the film to a battery of advanced tests.
El trabajo consiste en lograr que
Our work consisted of verifying that there were no distortions of the photographs or any elements of the detail in the video recordings which might have cast doubt on their authenticity. Besides computer verification, we also checked on the spot, interviewed witnesses, and evaluated witness credibility.
En relación a visitas a campo, entrevistas, y ver si no hay fines de lucro o afanes de notoriedad de la persona que nos trae el material o que hacen los videos o las fotografías.
This barrier of light is talked of time and time again by independent witnesses. The following is a statement by a senior airline pilot seeing my object.
Se avevano un oggetto in quella regione, proprio nella regione dove io ho visto questo.
It wasn't visible to radar control.
Che quanto riportato dal controllore.
The pilot said he saw a strange, unidentified form with years of flying experience, highly trained, and who has been regularly examined by medical experts.
Stefano Guerra, Swiss Air Captain.
Io mi trovavo in volo sulle Alpi
I was
luce che pochi istanti dopo ho perso dal campo visivo e non sono più
At that moment, another pilot was flying in an easterly direction, in the same area of the Alps, and asked radar if there was an object in the same place where I was flying over the Alps, in the region of Biasca, at 5,000 meters, when I saw a light to the north, which a few seconds later I lost from my field of vision. I didn't manage to see it again.